Shalom. This relates to Business Insider talking about. I'm going to talk about a little bit of stores closing, retail stores closing. Bath & Beyond closing 416 2023. More than a dozen retailers are expected to close at least 800 stores in 2023. Amazon, Bath & Body Works, Macy's, Walmart's, Big Lots are among the chains shutting down stores. Bed Bath & Beyond is planned to close 416, most of the retailers on the list. Now we'll go to the U.S. That was a Business Insider relating to that. This is the U.S. Sun. Party City closing 20 stores, but there will be potentially more closings coming up. Talk about that. You have what else? Bakery store, bakery cafe. Closes its last remaining store, Arlington, Virginia, February 27. A lot of them filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy for reconstruction, restructuring their business. Some closing. Former brands Morphe Cosmetics announced the closures of its all 18 stores in the U.S. in January. You had Walmart, I believe, closed up in Portland, Oregon. You had some Walmarts closed in Chicago and various other places as well. A lot of these stores owed a lot of money. For example, store owed $550 million to Chase Bank, another $375 million to lenders, 6th Street, man, brokerage lender. In addition, the department store JCPenney declared bankruptcy in May 2020. It was expected to close over 800 stores nationwide. You see a lot of them closed, man. JCPenney's in the malls, you see empty parking lots. You know what I mean? A few of them, like in the mall areas especially. While JCPenney has around 670 stores today, the company had to restructure its debt and close over 200 stores. Stores in Oswego, New York and Indiana are closing by 2023. Plus various Walmart stores, I was saying, closing in different areas of the country as well. For example, what stores are closing in 2023? Y'all read that already. How many Walmarts are closing in 2023? Walmart will close 8 stores in 5 states and in Washington, D.C. The company is also winding its 2 remaining pickup locations in Illinois and Arkansas. Let's see if I get this camera on it. Should lock it for this camera. I don't know what's going on. Technology sucks, man. You saw your technology sucks, man. So let me see. Why is I'm just going to read them. Why is Walmart closing locations? Walmart has confirmed it's shutting down 7 stores over profitable concerns after a thorough review process. Profitability. So those those underperforming stores they'll be at risk potentially to to close. So they'll be at risk of closing. They'll be potentially at risk for closing them underperforming stores. So Walmart has confirmed it is shutting down 7 stores over profitability concerns after a thorough review process. Let me see. So that's the major reason, one of the major reasons. There's another report. All right, let's get some scriptures. I'm going to read it because the camera is kind of blurry. Remember now, thy Creator, in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh. So while these evil days and years are not near, remember the days of thy youth, relating to the Creator, man. While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. Pretty much the signs of different things are happening. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong man shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because there are few, and those that look out of the windows will be darkened. Yeah, the grinding cease, the workers will be few, and when they look out of the windows, you know, they see no future, no hope, no promise, man. It's very dismal, very dim, man. And the doors shall be shut in the street. So these businesses, for example, are being closed, man. The doors are being shut, man. Doors are being shut in these businesses, man. They're being closed, man. You know. And when the sound of the grinding is low, he shall raise up the voice of the birds, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. So the music, the loud noise, the things that the hustle and bustle is being brought down low, man. You know, those doors are closing up. These businesses, these establishments, mom and pop stuff, even major businesses, man, they're closing shop, man. So that sound of that grind is being brought down low, man. Also, when they shall be afraid, also when they shall be afraid of which is high, and fears shall be in the way, and the almond tree shall flourish, and the grasshopper shall be burdened, and desire shall fail, because man goeth to his long home, and mourners go about the streets. So people are mourning, man, because they seeing things changing, man, in their society, man. That spirit of mirth is changing. Everything, the dynamic of society is changing, man. You know. Go to Isaiah 24:12. The city of confusion, Babel, which is Babylon, is broken down. The city is being broken down. It's being broken down little by little, incrementally, little by little, man. Socially, economically. They're talking about relating to different countries, de-dollarization, pretty much removing themselves from the dependency of that dollar, man. China, Russia, Iran, Iraq, India, Saudi Arabia, just to name a few, man. You know, they're removing from the dependency of that dollars. So the hegemony, which is the sovereignty and power of that dollar, is beginning to break down, man. Economically, financially, socially. The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up, and that no man may come in, man. So the city's being broken down, man. There is crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. That mirth is gone. The spirit of that mirth is being taken, man. People are crying, man, because it's not like it used to be. There's no joy, there's no happiness, man. Number 12. In the city is left desolation, man, which means destruction. And the gate smitten with destruction, man. That ultimate city, you know, which is that merchant city, is going to be smitten with destruction, man. Ultimately, relating to WW3, man. Go to Revelations 9 and 12. Go to Revelations 11 and 14, man. For example of that. But it's starting first from, you know, from an economical and social aspect, man. Economically, man. These jobs and different entities, institutions are being broken down, man. Closing shop, the doors are closing. I was talking about some banking issue. Silicon Valley Bank, SVB, was having issues. Something earlier, I seen that on the report. So systematically, stuff is breaking down, man. Second Ezra 6 and 18. Let's go to that. And it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh. The Lord is beginning to visit the world which he has made, man. So he's drawing nigh through what? Through pretty much diversity of judgments, man. You know? The Lord is known by the judgment he executes, man. 9 and 16 of our Psalms. So he's drawing nigh by warnings of different things, man. Manifesting of different things. You see California, man. Major continuation of major snowstorms, man. Accumulation, pile up of snow. Not just with the snow, but major flooding, man. That's spreading across the country, man. So that the Lord is visiting the world which he has made, man, by different diversity relating to judgments he's executing upon the land, man. And it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth. And that's what the Lord is doing. He's visiting them by the diversity of judgments, man. You know, by different forms of judgments. Miseries, calamities, atrocities. Because of what? They walk in pride. 2 Ezra 8 and 50. For many great miseries shall happen in the latter times because they walk greatly in pride, man. And I will begin to make an inquisition is an inquiry or investigation of them, what they be that hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness. That's the wicked, man. So the Lord is going to make an inquiry upon the wicked for their what? Unjustly ways, man. Their unrighteous decrees which they grievously prescribed. 10:1-2 of Isaiah, man. And when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled, man. 6 and 20. And when the world that shall begin to vanish away. This world is beginning to vanish away. Incrementally, socially, incrementally, financially. It's breaking down. It's the fabric is splitting at the seams, man. It's splitting at the economical and financial seams, man. You know, it's ripping apart. The materials breaking apart, man. That's that fabric of society, man. And when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then will I shew the tokens which are signs. The book shall be open. The books are open, man. The books are open, man. Before the firmament, and they shall see all together. The scrolls, the books, the tokens, the warnings, man. 21. And the children of a year old shall speak with their voices, and women shall bring forth untimely children prematurely, and 3 and 4 months old, and they shall live and be raised up. 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. That's what you're saying. And precursors of shortages, famine. Talking about global famine, possibly. You know, shortages, whether it's natural or otherwise. So you seeing that ration portion, like, you know, only 2 items per sale. You know what I mean? That's coming back. You know what I mean? So you seen the precursors of that. You know what I mean? So, you know, with the bottlenecking, which means pretty much trying to catch up, you know what I mean, because of the supply blockage, in the matter of speaking. So so you seeing the shortages, you seeing the scarcity of victuals and supplies in different shopping centers and different things. So, and that leads ultimately to famine, which will happen, man. It will be a famine. You know what I mean? The scripture talks about that. 23. And the trumpet shall give a sound, and when every man hear, they shall be suddenly afraid. So they're going to be afraid of that sound, man. 24. And at that time shall friends fight one another like enemies. So friends are going to become enemies, man. They're going to go against one another, man. Your family, scripture talks about that relates to that division, man. Egyptian versus the Egyptian, 19:1 in Isaiah 10 and 34 through 10:36 on down talks about a man's foe will be his own household. So that division, think not that I come to send peace, but I say nay, but rather division. So that division is going to be set forth upon people, even friends upon friends, family members upon family members, etc. And at that time shall friends fight one another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein, man. So that relates to the stating condition of things that's going to be going on. And the springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. So that's the physical waters, and that's also the flow and waters of society. That's going to be cut off and stop flowing as well, man. 25. Whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee. So these things were spoken that a certain generation that would experience these things, and these things will not pass until these things come to pass, man. The generation will not pass until these things come to pass, man. So whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee, through the prophets, they have spoken that since the beginning, certain things will happen. Go to second Esdras 9:1 on down. Told thee shall escape and see my salvation. Those who endure to the end, the same shall be saved, as scripture says. Whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape and see my salvation and the end of your world. end of this world, man. End of Esau. Esau's the end of the world, and Jacob's the beginning that follows. 2nd Ezra 6 and 9. So the end of the age, which goes to Oikumene. I mean, Shalaki goes to Eon, which means interrupted time period of relating to rulership, man. Oikumene is relating to the inhabitants. We'll review it. Cosmos relates to the harmonious arrangement, a particular sector group that's picked or chosen, or where the election is given to them. You know, pretty much that the chosen honored vessel, man, relates to Israel, man. And the other one is Gi, related to geographical. You know, like geographical, like what's that? Panacea, you know, mean the breakdown of continents where they form their shapes into where you see now, you know, Asia, Africa, and different things. So that goes to geographical. So 6 and 25, whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape and see my salvation. So ones who endure to the end, the saints shall be saved to see what? That salvation. And the end of your world, end of this age of this world, man, pertaining to the rulership, man, of this world, Esau's rulership. Scripture says, 2nd Ezra 6 and 9, for Esau's the end of the world, and Jacob's the beginning that follows. That's what that goes to. And we see in of an age of a hegemony beginning at the end point, man. You know, we see in the end of that particular age, man. We see in the power. Every kingdom has its high point, the inception, which is the beginning, which is pretty much the apex, top of the power. Then as it continues later on through the age, you know, it declines, man. Each kingdom goes through that power, that, you know, where it's up and eventually it goes down, man. We see in the end of this age, man, to relate to this rulership, man, because we're on the last leg related to the, you know, Daniel's talk about the 12 toes. Some going to be strong, some going to be weak. So we ended the age, man, which relates to the revised Roman or Roman Greco, which is really the continuation of the ancient Rome through a new emergence of a new power head, through the continuation of a new power head, which will be America. So, which is the last leg, that 8th head. Let me get 2nd Ezra 14. For look how much the world shall be weaker through age. Related to the continuation, the latter point. Scripture talking about as it, you know, related to the birth pangs, because it's coming to the end, man. You know, so it's getting weaker, man, because it's coming to the end, man. So much more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein. So evil's going to increase. Why? Because we're coming to the end, man. 1 Thessalonians 5 and 3, for when they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction comes like a woman in travail. Let's get it. When they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction come upon them as travail upon a woman as child, which is the birth pains, and they shall not escape. So you're not going to escape this, man. And that closer to that end point, the closer these things are going to come, and the closer a lot more evils are going to increase as well, man. Ezekiel 7 and 25, real quick. destruction come, and they shall seek peace, and there shall be none. So when destruction comes, man, because they say in peace and safety, but then what? Sudden destruction comes. So destruction is coming. So when destruction comes, they're going to seek peace, but it's not going to be there, man. It's not going to be there. There shall be none. It's not going to be there. So it's going to be none, man. And that sudden destruction is going to come in various forms, ultimately relating to Revelations 11 and 14, for example. The second woe and the third woe coming quickly. That's the ultimate one, but you were talking about a variety of sudden destruction. Sudden, it means something unexpectedly. Sudden, unexpectedly, man. You know, which is going to take people by surprise. Let's get the word. Get the regular definition. Here we go. Sudden. So occurring, done quickly and unexpectedly without warning. So it's going to be unexpectedly, quickly, without warning, man. Like the thief in the night, as Scripture talks about. They're gonna come unexpectedly without warning. You're not gonna know it, man. And that's how it's gonna be when you relate to these different variety of things relating to judgment coming, especially here, man. Because many people are not looking for this, and many people are not. They're not gonna, they're not looking for this. Not only they're not looking for this, but they don't believe these things will happen, man. The Scripture talks about Ezekiel 28 and let's say 28 and 14. No, 38 and 14. Talking about unwalled villages, man. Let's get that real quick. Make sure it's the right one. Show up. Reach it. Let me just get something real quick, Shalom. Make sure. Here we go. Yeah, 38 and 11. Shalom on that. 38 and 11. All right, here we go. Shalak on that. And thou shalt say, I will go up into the land of unwalled villages. Unwalled villages is an area that's not protected, man. What area is that? America, man. I will go to them that are at rest and dwell safely. That's the citizens, man. All of them that dwell without walls, having neither bars nor gates. So the point is, they're gonna go to an area that's unprotected, without no wall, no defenses, and that relates to here, man. You know what I mean? So that's sudden destruction. When they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction. You know what I mean? So because they're looking for peace, they're looking for safety, man. You know. Plus, they're in an area that's unprotected, man. It has no defenses, it has no walls, so anything can happen, man. So that's what's going to happen, man. And thou shalt say, I will go up into the land of unwalled villages, and I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safety. That's these citizens here in America, man. So they're gonna go sending what, for example, these missiles and different things, man, to a land of that's unprotected borders, unprotected defenses, man. And I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely. These citizens, man, they dwell safely. Remember, they're at ease. They're at ease, man. They're at ease. They're at safety and at ease, man. Scripture talks about, this relates to the women one. Woe to you women at ease, but we can equate that with the people society as well, the men, the women, because the people in this society are at ease. So woe to them that are at ease, man. I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all them that dwell without walls and having neither bars nor gates, to take a spoil and to take a prey, and to turn thy hand upon desolate places that are now inhabited, man. So that's what's going to happen, man. They're going to take spoils, take prey upon people who are at ease or at rest, and pretty much the people that are inhabited in that land, man. And upon the people that are gathered out of the nations which have gotten cattle, goods, and dwell in the midst of the land. They're going to come, spoil, loot, and destroy, man, in a matter of speaking. Go back to 14. I'm going to go back a few verses. I need to go back a few verses. 2nd Ezra 14. And now therefore set thy house in order, reprove thy people correct. In order, get your house in order. You know, comfort such of them that be in trouble. Exhortation, motivation. That's through the correction, reproving, exhortation. And now renounce corruption, which is evil, man. Let go of thee the mortal thoughts, the burdens of the carnality of different things, man, and cast away the burdens of man. The scripture talks about be not relating to the affairs of this life, man. Be not caught up in the affairs of this world, man. Do that to the best of your abilities, you know. Let go from the mortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of man, that's the worries, and put off that weak nature, which is the flesh. For scripture talks about John 3:30, for he must increase and I must decrease. That relates to decreasing relating to the flesh, man. Decreasing to what? That mortal, that weak nature. You know, the carnality, man. You know, and increase more in spirit and decrease more in the flesh. Do it to the best of your abilities, man. You know, because we obviously in the flesh we fight for the spirit. Indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak, man. You know what I mean? So it's a battle, man. And for some, it's more of a battle than others, man. But the point is, you do it to the best of your abilities, man. Number 15. And set aside the thoughts that are most heavy into thee, that goes to the burdens, man. And haste thee to flee from the times to come, the bad times that's going to come, man. 16. That relates to the evil times, man. For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done after. So greater evils. Evils that we haven't seen. Scripture talks about nothing new under the sun. There's going to be a lot more newer things and things that probably we haven't seen before, man. Number 17. So greater evils, man. Number 17. For For look how much the world shall be weaker through age, man. So as the world, through continuation relating to the latter stages of the age, which is that eon, when the closer it gets, the more stuff is going to happen, and the more the evils are going to increase, man. So much more shall evils increase upon them that dwell in the world. For many great miseries dwell in the world because they walk in pride. Pride, wickedness, you know what I mean, are the major component, the key components are why, you know, these things must happen, man. And it's a part of prophecy, man. So the parts of those evils are miseries, atrocities, calamities, man. We in the very beginning stages of that, man. You know, this was something short. You know, I mean, you see in the beginning stages relating to what? The retail, the economical, financial. You know, I mean, incrementally, systematically, incrementally slow. Breaking down these, you know, closing of these stores. As Scripture said, the doors are closing shut. Businesses. You know, the mom and pop stores, even major retailers, different entities. So that you're seeing that. You're seeing the precursors to it. But there's a lot more prophecy to be fulfilled relating to Jacob's trouble. Revelations 13 specifically. World War III, which will happen because you're seeing the buildup of nations get ready to, you know, North Korea is talking about relating to drill moves, man. Simulation drill moves, man, because of related to U.S. and South Korea, man. So I believe sometime this month, no exact date, March, something, maybe sometime, you know, next week. I don't know exact date, but sometime in March, they're doing, you know, talking about drills and different things, man. So you see these nations build up. Rumors of wars here, rumors of wars, man. So all these are part of things that has to happen, man. But the end is not yet, as Scripture says. And that being said, I hope this helps relating to, you know, relating to that. Give all praise, Yahweh Shem Yahshua Bashim Rakakadash. Zayah Wolf. Hope it helps. Shalom.